You're watching the Fox 5 Morning News at 8.
Casey Feldman was 21 years old when she was killed by a distracted driver. Her father, Joel Feldman, is now on a mission to save lives by ending distracted driving. Thanks for being here. I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
Well, it's such a reminder because so many of us are guilty of distracted driving or become victims of it. And real quickly, talking about your daughter, last week was a dubious distinction by way of remembering her, right?
Yeah, it was 10 years ago, July 17th, that Casey was killed while walking in a crosswalk on a beautiful summer day. The driver was 58 years old, was reaching for his GPS, rolled through a stop sign, hit her, and said that he never saw her.
How did you get the news?
A phone call to get to the hospital. We waited in the hospital while they were in surgery, and then when the surgeons came out of the operating room, they didn't have to say a word. You could just look at their face, and you knew that Casey was dead.
And you mentioned face, and I want you to look at her face, because every time we, collectively, you're in the Philadelphia area, we're here in San Diego, and anywhere in the world, get behind the wheel, someone can be lost. Someone that's near and dear to someone, like yourself.
Yeah, that's my baby, yeah. I used to drive distracted too. It was only after Casey was killed that I changed the way I drive, and I would complain when I'd see people in the car next to me driving distracted, because it was okay if I did it, but I didn't want them to do it. And that's what a lot of the thinking is all across the country. But I'm optimistic we can change that.
So it's been 10 years later, and you're on a crusade now, truly to change how we think when we get behind the wheel, right?
Absolutely.
Tell us about that. Interestingly enough, you were an attorney dealing with traffic issues before this happened to your family?
I still am, yes. I would represent people who were the families of those killed by distracted driving, folks who were paralyzed, amputated, but I would continue to drive distracted.
And you would think you, of all people, would have known better, right? But we all do it, don't we? What's going on in our minds when we get behind the wheel? Do we think we're impervious to causing a crash?
We do, and that's why I don't think talking to people about the danger of distracted driving is the way to get change. Let's say you've driven distracted and you haven't been in a crash. I know you've driven.
I have, though.
We all have. Okay, so talking about danger isn't going to change it because it's not dangerous for you. So what do we talk about? How about respect?
Okay.
Anybody out there, you ask them, are you a respectful person? They say, yes, I want to treat people the way they want to treat me.
We think of ourselves that way.
That's right, and you want to be thought of that way. What's respectful about driving down the street, sharing the road with others, maybe pedestrians, and looking at your phone? Nothing. And that's the way we have to get to people, through respect, parents being good role models for their kids. I'll go into high schools, I'll ask the kids, how many of your moms and dads drive distracted? 70 to 80% raise their hands. We have to be good role models, and the other thing is too, we're so scared about all the other people on the road driving distracted, maybe we shouldn't be looking at our phones, maybe we should be looking at the road to protect ourselves and our passengers.
I had my 15-year-old son in the car with me last week, and when I came to the stoplight, I picked up my phone and just checked it, and he got mad at me. He said, Dad, I said, well, I'm at a stoplight. He was right, though. I was wrong.
He was right. And that's part of what we're doing. We're also rolling out an elementary school distracted driving lesson plan we've been working on for the last year to get to kids early, because we want to sick them on mom and dad. We want to start even younger. People say the nag power of little kids, elementary school kids, is incredible, and they'll never let up.
And it goes to the guilt part again about being a good citizen, like you said. That haunted me, what my son Jack said to me, because it really resonated, because I think of myself as a good role model, but I really wasn't in that instance.
And you probably teach your children about respecting others.
Exactly. Okay, real quickly, you have this wristband here, and it says it's EndDD.org, EndDistractedDriving.org, and on here you have different colors, and you wear wristbands yourself now. Can you show us your wrists?
So pink was Casey's favorite color, so consequently the pink shirt that I have, but I also have this wristband for Casey, but I have all these other wristbands that were given to me by mostly moms, but some dads, all for their kids who were killed by distracted driving. On this hand is the young ladies. On this hand is the men, the guys. And the parents say to me, do something so this doesn't happen to other families.
Right. Real quickly, you're in San Diego now doing a symposium on this issue with fellow attorneys?
Yeah, we have a national trial lawyers convention, and we have 400 trial lawyers around the country who volunteered to give talks Shortly, we will have spoken to our 500,000th student across the country, all for free without cost to the schools.
Thank you so much for your time. I'm so sorry for your loss 10 years later. Joel Feldman, thanks for being here. And for more information on how to end distracted driving, head to fox5sandiego.com and click on the Scene On tab. I'm going to wear this in the car and put my phone away, and I appreciate you highlighting the importance of that.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.